We are going to go over everything creativity, tapping into your creativity, taking your ideas to the next step. I'm here with my business bestie, Lauren Erickson, who is a go to market expert as well as branding expert.
I'm Lauren, and Julie is my business bestie. And together, we like to rock people's world with some crazy awesome branding, putting your ideas into action, monetizing your creative passions, and doing so much more in between all of those amazing things. So, we are going to be diving into the nitty gritty for how you can monetize your idea and become a thought leader in your industry.
I love that. And we are business besties and we know branding because we are wearing our creative brand. Lauren is the guru behind the brand Creative Con. I think everybody has an idea. The idea of having a side hustle, being an entrepreneur. 55% of the population has tried to start their own business at some point in their life. According to Forbes, nearly 40% of Americans have side hustles.
That's crazy. I mean, it to me tells me that everyone has a creative spirit. And maybe it's just a matter of not knowing what to do with it, not knowing how to channel it, maybe not even knowing how to put processes and systems to it. But that's why you got your business besties to help
Mhm.
outline all those things for you and talk about the things you maybe don't know about how to ignite and maintain that creative spark, whether it be podcasting, books, business, sales, everything and anything in between.
How did you know you were a creative entrepreneur, Lauren?
I think it was a matter of association for me because my mom went into business when I was 14. But now it's interesting seeing how both of us are operating in that space together a couple decades apart. I worked for plenty of
Mhm.
startups before, talking with plenty of people who want to write books, even.
Mhm.
And not many people know that anytime you decide to embark on a creative endeavor, whether it be books, whether it be podcasting, whether it be even just creating a brand, you are going into business with yourself. But
Wow.
Julie, I would love to know, how did you know that you were a creative entrepreneur?
Oh, it's a really long story. Thanks for asking. My dad was starting a law firm all by himself. I remember I was the receptionist. I think I was 12 years old. I watched my father take his idea and build a thriving law firm, probably one of the biggest law firms in the suburbs of Chicago. And it sparked me. Yes, I went to law school. I thought I was going to follow that path, but honestly, I followed his other path of being an entrepreneur, a creative entrepreneur. Everything about building a business is about creating and making long-lasting relationships aligned with your creative ideas.
What would you say your why is? Like your why that continues to drive you, that continues
Mhm.
to fuel that spark. Maybe it changes over time. Maybe it's the same thing it's been for however many years. What would you say your why is?
My why is non-negotiable because if I'm not creating, if I am not brainstorming and creating something new, I feel like I'm dying. To me, creativity is about growth. And every single day I think about what can I do to create something new and better to uplift other entrepreneurs, other voices, and take their ideas to the next level and make it a reality. We get these ideas and we don't think it can be a reality.
That's very true. I think a lot of people don't always know what it takes to be an entrepreneur, which is why having that why that grounds you in your efforts and acts as that constant reminder can be so powerful.
Today we're going to go over our ideas about how to really embrace your creative side and what can you do to actually make it a reality. Take that idea, the ideation phase to the reality phase.
The first thing you want to do if you're going to be a creative entrepreneur, maybe you've thought about this already, maybe you haven't. The first thing that you definitely want to think about is your unique selling point. What would you want people to know about having a unique selling point?
You need to know how you can change the world. You need to know what you do differently than anybody else. Are you offering a service? Are you offering a product? How can it change somebody's life? Then you need to be able to articulate it into the universe.
I think that's a really great way of explaining it. Think about what you want people to know about you as a brand, as a product, as a service. I would also say to think about what pain points are you solving for people? maybe you want to take it a step further and think about it. What pain point do people think they have? And then how do I not only answer that, but also go deeper, right? Are you just diagnosing or are you diagnosing and repairing? You're sort of like a doctor in this way. Every doctor has their own specialty. Maybe you're family medicine, maybe you're plastic surgery, maybe you are the one who works with bones. Thinking about what problem you want to solve and how you are uniquely positioning yourself as part of that solution or at least diagnosing part of the problem.
I love that idea of being a doctor and doing that elevated view of your business, that 3,000-foot view of what is going on and how you're going to change the world. This is something I always think about when curating a message for my audience or client's audience. What keeps your audience up at night? What are they grappling over in the kitchen at 3 in the morning? They are slumped on the floor by the light of the refrigerator, worried about this. How can you solve their problem?
That's true. People could very well be finding you in one of their most vulnerable moments. Maybe it's gotten to a breaking point for them of not being able to solve this problem, whether it be emotional, whether even be physical. I would think about breaking it up as not just what do you want to do and who do you want to serve, but also is there something unique about your delivery? Is there something unique about your particular solution? Is this born out of something that you've experienced for yourself, or is this maybe born out of something that you've seen with other people? That you've worked with in other lines of work. Maybe it's a repeating pattern that you see, but you never see addressed. And I guess kind of riffing off of the idea of a doctor, you are a doctor of your craft, of your art, of your business. And it is up to you to not only show that you are the authority in your field, even if you're just starting out, but also being that accessible yet creative person that might offer that place of refuge for people who are at their breaking point. And at least me being someone who's service based, and Julie, you're also service based too, a lot of this comes down to meeting people where they're at, which I think is one of the most important components that's going to inform your unique selling point.
Think about if you're a coach and you don't understand your audience. You're a business coach, yet you are elevating your standard of operations, what you do, what you offer way beyond the beginner. You have to understand what level these people are at, these people that you can help. That is so important. What is your unique value proposition, Lauren?
For me, if you're not familiar with who I am and what I do, that's okay. I do a lot of digital marketing for service based business owners. What I've noticed is that a lot of people tend to diagnose, but then when the client or the person feeling that pain point was like, oh, this is so great. This is the solution I always needed. Can you help me with it? Oftentimes they'll say no. So, my unique selling point is crafting and executing detailed and data backed marketing strategies for people who maybe don't have the time to do that kind of thing themselves, or maybe they don't have the expertise to do it. Maybe they're overwhelmed by all the different marketing options out there. So I like to think of myself as a one stop shop for everyone's digital marketing needs. And if I'm not able to
Wow.
do something, I just outsource it to people that I like, know, and trust. If I like them and know them and trust them, then I hope that you do too. Julie, I'm curious what yours is because you're so heavy in the media space and you've created such an awesome ripple effect with the work that you do. I'd be curious to hear how you would describe your unique selling point.
I elevate voices of impact. People looking to make an impact through entrepreneurship. I take their voices, their brands, their business to the next level through an omni-media strategy that can look like booking you on podcasts, getting you to the media. I understand the power of social media, and this is going to be another lesson coming soon. I don't rely on social media. I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I take my clients to the next level by getting real media, real followings, real attraction, and nuancing their brand as an expert. We will attach a worksheet on how to understand and develop your unique value proposition, your unique value.
I said unique selling point, but unique
Oh,
value,
VP or
either
USP.
one. Yeah,
Yep. We'll attach that so you can do that brainstorming. You're going to parse out what your strength is and how you can solve people's problems.
totally. Time to get to
Totally.
work, people.
It's time. We do a lot of work here in the MSBA.
You better suit up, get your pencils ready, be ready to think about creative ways that you can serve people
I
that
love that.
are feeling the pinch right now.
But you understand your unique selling proposition. You are going to change the world. Are you gonna spend 3 years trying to figure it out yourself, or are you going to stay inspired and keep learning through mentorship from those that have done it before? You can spend 30 minutes with a mentor, or you can try and do it your own, and it might take you 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 12 years.
That's true. That's part of the that's I don't know about you, but that's part of what sparked my initial marketing plan because I talked a lot about books and the things that people didn't always know about books because it tends to be a little more secretive. It's not always super accessible. So my goal, at least early on when I was creating my brand and my unique selling proposition, was thinking about what questions I can answer that would save people time based on all the years that I've spent learning it, based on all the money that I've spent on books and on courses. It's definitely like a time or money game. I would think about what are ways that you want to alleviate that pinch that people are feeling, whether that be through saving money, through saving time, but of course, ideally both. So that's what inspired my brand that saves people time. Julie, how do you save people time? How do you save people effort? How do you flaunt and exercise your expertise, all of your years of knowledge?
All of the years, all of the years, and it is about, for me, reaching out to people, also speaking on as many stages as I can, and it's about building relationships. Bar none, there's nothing more powerful than building relationships and continue to learning. You're learning here on MSBA, you're learning here on MSA. You can learn through Coursera, Udemy, or Skillshare. There are so many different ways to continue that knowledge. You have to be very intentional about it. Here's a little secret, everybody. If you're thinking about starting a small business, I do everything I ask my clients to do. Have you done score.org, Lauren?
No, I've never heard of it before today.
What?
No, I'm looking it up right
Stop the
now.
video now.
Score.org.
Okay. Score.org. Look at Lauren's like learning about
Oh my
score.org.
gosh.
It is the gold standard in terms of connecting you to a local mentor. It's having a free mentor. It's totally free. Go to score.org. The best advice I've ever given anyone. When I signed up for score.org, I was able to pitch in front of the CEO of Allstate because that's the connections. It's all about connections and meeting people. That is the
Yeah,
coolest part. So, right now, the first thing I want Lauren to do and everybody here to do is sign up for score.org. If you're thinking about starting business, if you have a small business, get that LLC, get all the legal things aligned, and then sign up for score.org.
I love that. I'm learning things right there with you, Julie.
I
Yeah.
can't believe my business bestie didn't know about score. I feel kind of smart right now. Lauren is like the smartest person I know.
You're definitely the smartest, most accomplished person I.
No. What about JC Dornick and Nick Sarecchia?
Oh my gosh, they're all super accomplished too. Being in a accomplished community of people who are super smart.
Yeah, definitely sign up. That's your homework today, everybody.
Yeah,
Sign up for score.org. And you never know what happens. It's about networking, but first, understanding why you're doing this, understand the why that makes you cry. Lauren, becoming a successful creative entrepreneur takes a balance of creativity, strategic planning, and execution. By combining these tools, developing a unique brand, and continuously learning, you can build a sustainable and rewarding creative business. This is what we're doing. This is what you and I are so passionate about. This is why you need to be a part of the MSBA at all times and keep learning. You need to be a part of the creative elite at MSBA.
if you got something out of this conversation, I think you're really going to like what's in store for the next video, the next lesson, if you will. So, if you're ready to continue your creative entrepreneurial journey, definitely be sure to click on that next video to keep learning a thing or two from your business besties, Julie and Lauren. And don't forget to do your homework. Teacher says do your homework.